Cycling and the city of Ballarat are now inextricably linked, having hosted the Australian Road Championships for most of the last decade. And it makes a fitting location to conclude the Subaru Women's National Road Series with a new event, the Tour of the Goldfields.
It's great news that Ballarat can host a new tour for us. I think everybody's excited to be here, and 4 stages over 3 days is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I won the Road Championships in 2010 in Ballarat, and it was a great experience, especially having my family there to watch and having my 2 girls there up on the podium with me.
This 4-stage tour includes 2 road races, a criterium and uniquely a team's time trial.
And they will be our current leaders. Fantastic time.
As women, we don't really get many opportunities to do team time trials. I just love racing as a team, and yeah, to get every opportunity to do a team time trial is awesome.
Pensar Hawk's Ruth Corset holds a virtually unassailable lead in the series, but many riders, including London Olympic medalist Annette Edmondson, will be looking to take the tour honours.
I'm feeling quite positive. I think I've been trying to work on my road fitness for a while now, and I think to have won last week gave us a bit of confidence for the Sassy team, and hopefully I can do something similar today, but we'll have to wait and see.
Pretty confident. We've got a strong team, and I've got a pretty good lead at the moment, but anything can happen in the tour.
The opening stage, a tight and technical criterium circuit race around Ballarat's Victoria Park, would test the legs of those still recovering from the Shipwreck Coast Classic only 4 days previous. It was a nervous peloton early in the 42-kilometre stage, with plenty of small attacks and 2 crashes punctuating the racing. With the nerves out of the way, the teams of Pensar Hawk, Boss Nutrixion and Jayco Apollo VIS attempted to control the race. Ruth Corset quickly showed that she's carrying great form into the tour, taking out 2 of the 7 intermediate sprints and securing the sprinter's jersey. With 4 laps to go, Boss Nutrixion's Ashley and Kudinoff broke free of the bunch and quickly established a lead of over 20 seconds. The experienced pursuiter in her element, retaining her advantage right to the end for a great victory and a valuable time advantage of 10 seconds over her rivals. Series leader Corset led the peloton home for 2nd place ahead of Kimberly Wells from Team Specialised. Fantastic result, Ash.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that result to come away with the first victory in the first stage of the Goldfields tour. So we're off to a good start. The girls really did well in the first half of the race, just covering everything, and then a few breaks went. I just bite my time at the back and really just attacked and gave it all I could, and I was happy to stay away.
It's a big challenge. I mean, we were sprinting for intermediate points every 3 laps out of a 20-lap course, so you're sort of always pushing yourself to be up the front and watching the surges. I had my girls helping me out, trying to get me to the front, so big thanks to them today.
Soloing away to take victory.
Stage 2 featured the only team's time trial in the National Road Series this year. It was said to be a real test of the team's technique, skill and communication to cover the 20-kilometre course in the fastest time. The gusty crosswinds adding to the challenge.
Definitely it's going to be a big factor. I mean, it's pretty windy out here, so we're just going to have to really think like a team and hopefully post a good time.
Having won every individual time trial in the series, Rebecca Wyzak and her team Suzuki Trek have been working hard towards making it a clean sweep.
We've been training for about 2 months for this once a week, so perfecting our turns and also getting the right order.
Suzuki Trek set the fastest early time of 28 minutes and 58 seconds, but the impressive lineup of Jayco Apollo VIS, including former national time trial champion Bridie O'Donnell, bettered their time by more than a minute. Annette Edmondson's team, Sassy, not far behind, with only a 7-second gap to the leaders. The yellow jersey team of Boss Nutrixion would be the final team on the road. They managed to stay within striking distance of the general classification, 3rd place with a ride of 28 minutes and 45 seconds.
We love team time trials and we had a really good rhythm out there, so it all came together. We're really happy.
For our first ride together on time trial bikes, I think we're very pleased with that ride. To be 7 seconds and finish with 3 riders is pretty big.
We have Lisa Jacobs taking the lead in the general classification.
With 2 events on the second day of the Tour of the Goldfields, riders would have to change both bikes and mindset to prepare for the more traditional challenge of a 58-kilometre road race. Windmills, narrow roads and strong winds made for familiar conditions for those who have raced in the European peloton. After a disappointing result in the team's time trial, Team Pensar Hawk went out with an aggressive strategy. Ruth Corset broke away after just 6 kilometres, with Jayco Apollo VIS rider Jessica Allen glued to her wheel. Corset went on to take both sprint and Queen of the Mountain points. However, as the course turned into the wind, the duo found the going tough, and after more than 30 kilometres off the front, they were reeled back in. The closing kilometres saw many attempts to stretch out and break the bunch. Boss Nutrixion and Jayco Apollo VIS the main aggressors, but never able to cause significant damage. With the bunch all together for the final sprint, Team Sassy looked to have the best organised train, launching Annette Edmondson to the line as she showed the speed that has given her such success on the track to take the win. Chloe McConville second and the ever-present Ruth Corset in third.
Really exciting win for you, Nettie.
It was. It was pretty windy out there, and there was two riders got away, Ruth Corset and Jess Allen. I was a little bit worried, but my teammates weren't, and they were had it under control and worked well. And then it ended up coming back into a group, and yeah, it was a really long, played-out sprint down the back here. It went for a good couple of Ks of just switching back and forth, and I managed to sit in quite well, and it worked out well in the end.
Yeah, it reminded me of racing in Holland actually. Yeah, really narrow roads, really windy. It's a good scene for really aggressive racing, which is what it was today, so it was cool.
With the time bonuses she accrued for the win and the intermediates, Annette Edmondson takes the Tour Leaders jersey into Stage 4. The general classification remains tightly packed, with 2 teams dominating. Chloe McConville has moved up to second place, 7 seconds behind Edmondson, and teammate Lisa Jacobs in third, 13 seconds behind. Another windy day for Stage 4 of the Tour of the Goldfields as the riders converged on Snake Valley south of Ballarat. The stage comprised 3 laps of a 33-kilometre circuit, and with the wind bound to be a major factor, many teams were discussing tactics right up to the start.
Maybe the second or the third lap would be a good opportunity to put time in the team's time with someone like Kat.
While the specialised women's team aren't threatening in the general classification, after their 3rd placing in the opening stage, the team with talented sprinter Kimberly Wells were looking for a good result out of the final stage.
So tell us, Liz, how the team got started for this year.
About a year ago, we started the specialised team. I just had been riding for some other teams in the past and had a contact in specialised and got chatting with them, and they're a great supporter of women's cycling, and so they got behind us, and we're looking forward to the next year as well with them. Stick to the plan, make sure you stay well hydrated. The team was put together as a development team. It was the aim was to provide a footstep for people to get into the professional ranks and have some really good support in the domestic racing. So looking forward to 2013, our focus is still development, but the summer season is really important for us. The crits are going to be our focus, and we're looking forward to some big results there.
And we're off and racing. Good luck, ladies. Be safe.
With time bonuses on offer for the 3 sprints and 6 hill climbs, the riders at the top of the general classification would have no time for complacency. Jessica Allen from Jayco Apollo VIS was the first to have success with a well-timed attack at the end of the first lap. She took the Queen of the Mountain points, but 3 riders used the climb as a springboard to bridge across. McConville, Corset and Miranda Griffiths showed that they had good legs up the short, sharp climb. With the group containing the series leader as well as 2 Jayco Apollo VIS riders, they would be considered too great a threat and were chased down by the peloton. The time was ripe for a counter-attack, and it was again the VIS squad. Jo Hogan, freshly back from a season in Europe, was the next to launch. Her advantage pushed out to a dangerous 1 minute and 40 seconds with a lap to go, as she was joined by Holden Cycling's Lucy Caldwell. The peloton splintered into 3 groups as Team Sassy drove hard for their tour leader Edmondson, and with the crosswinds causing havoc, they were whittled down to a group of 11 chasers, and they began steadily to bring the break back. With 7 kilometres to go, the breakaway was caught and the stage was set for an exciting finish. Holden Cycling's Miranda Griffiths was the first to attack on the final climb, but Edmondson again took valuable seconds at the Queen of the Mountain sprint. A select group of 6 were left to contest the final, and launching from the last corner was the familiar figure of Annette Edmondson.
She is going to take this bike race and take the tour.
The perfect end to a very exciting tour. Annette Edmondson taking the stage to cap off an overall win in the Tour of the Goldfields.
After last week, I was feeling pretty confident about this week. The courses suited me, but I knew that today was going to be a really decisive one. It was 99 Ks with 6 hill climbs and 3 sprints, so it was going to be a really tough one. And considering we started the tour with 4 girls because of sickness, and then today we lost one in 5K in because of sickness, I think that our girls have done an impressive job, and I've got to thank every part of this win to Taryn and Jess, because they were unbelievable.
The final result saw Edmondson win by over 12 seconds to Chloe McConville and 34 seconds to Lisa Jacobs. Stage 1 winner Ashley Ann Kudinoff took 4th place, and the incredibly consistent Ruth Corset took 5th place to cement the overall victory of the Subaru Women's National Road Series. Corset's team Pensar Hawk also taking out the team's classification in the series.
That wraps up what has been a fantastic year for the Subaru Women's National Road Series. The series is set to become bigger and better in 2013 with an expanded calendar of events. We hope you've enjoyed all the action here on SBS. I'm Natalie Bates. We'll see you next year.